So, dear Dennis, Snakes, Guillotines, Electric Chairs, My Adventures in the Alice Cooper Group is now available in paperback. Which feelings did you experience while putting your memories on paper?
Well, a lot of unexpected things, really. Number one, I was learning how to write,
Hmm.
but also to be able to concentrate enough to really go back in time and put yourself back in situations and be able to uh, sort of believe that you're there uh, would be, it takes some thinking to be able to do that. And then when you get a phone call, that distracts it and breaks the whole thing, and then you have to kind of get back there again. But so I had to do a lot of that. It took me years to write the book because of that. I wanted to really put myself there before I started writing each time. And then also, I discovered a lot of things about the band that I didn't really realize as much as I had before.
After 50 years, the sound of A saw the light on Alice Cooper Paranormal. What can you tell us about the genesis and the eventual recording of this song?
Alice forgot he wrote it. Uh,
Okay.
he wrote three songs on Neil Smith's Spanish guitar, which actually I think most of the original group's songs were written on that guitar because it would just be always in the living room and everybody would pick it up from time to time, and I wrote songs on it and everybody did. But Alice learned some chords and he wrote three songs.
Mhm.
One was Laughing at Me, the other one was Shoe Salesman, and then Sound of A. And we recorded two of them, and Sound of A fell by the wayside.
Mhm.
And then years later, I liked the song, and I re-recorded it. I couldn't remember it all, but what I couldn't remember, I filled in the blanks and sort of rewrote it in the spirit of the original recording. And when I played it for Alice last year, he thought that I wrote it. He forgot he wrote it. He thought I was joking when I told him that he wrote it.
With my band, the Mugshots, we did a cover of Alice Cooper "Pass the Gun Around," and he told me he forgot about that song as well.
He's written a lot of songs. Well, also he had an era there where he forgot a lot of things, I think.
Back in the days, how was the process of the song's composition? Did you mostly like jam together, or did the single musician bring an idea somehow complete?
Well, mostly we would start rehearsing at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we'd work until 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock or later, and then we'd go up to the house and we'd each have a guitar and be working on music. So it was like an ongoing thing. A few songs were brought to the table, like somebody would have an idea for a song, and then the group would work everything over. Most every song got reworked, and some of them became better. Most of them became better than the original idea, but others we recorded pretty much the way it was brought to the table, like Caught in a Dream. Michael brought that in, and we did very little arrangement, but everybody wrote their own parts. Neil wrote all the drum parts, and I wrote all the bass parts, and we worked on various things together. And some songs actually came out of jams, like I'm 18 began as just a jam.
Recently, I've been talking with Michael Bruce about Billion Dollar Babies Battle Axe, an album that I love. Which are your feelings about that record?
Well, we had a lot of things going on at that time, a lot of legal things going on, and it was hard to focus on it as completely as we had on the Alice Cooper group albums, even though we were touring a lot then. So there was a lot of distractions then as well, but not the same kind of distractions. But I was very proud of what we did with that album, considering that our time was limited, and we thought it was going to be the next Alice Cooper album.
Yeah.
And we were even planning this whole stage and this whole production to go with it. So it kind of was financially very devastating in the end. And it was also emotionally devastating because then that's when we found out that Alice had gone out on his own and wasn't going to come back.
Is there something you miss and you don't miss about the Alice Cooper group back in the days?
Well, I miss a lot of it, and I think all of us, whenever we get together, Glenn is always in our hearts. It's almost like he's still there. So a lot of the things that I miss are still there in memory. I miss the camaraderie and all the fun that we had, and I miss the ability to do projects and have a mass audience show up because they had heard it and know the lyrics and everything. But I don't miss being on the road so much that you have the Holiday Inn menu memorized. We lived on the road. We lived out of suitcases for so long, and that wasn't my favorite thing to do. I like being on stage, and I like creating music and creating stage shows and all of that. But I didn't like living in a hotel room.
How are things going with Blue Coop? Are you playing some live gigs or do you plan to record something new?
We're very excited right now, especially today, because we just found out we were accepted to play at the Swedish Rock Festival.
Oh my goodness.
I think it'll be on Saturday, June 8th, I think. And we are planning to book a European tour around that. And we have been working on a new album, and we're very excited about the songs. We're going to start recording them soon.
Since you're going to play Sweden, do you know the band name Ghost from Sweden? They're very popular right now.
Yes, I do.
And I think they listened more than once to Blue Coop's You Like Vampires. Have you heard their successful single Rats?
Oh, I'll have to check that out. Well, Blue Oyster Cult did the Nosferatu,
Yeah.
and they did Tattoo Vampire way back in the 70s. So they're the first band that I know of that wrote songs about vampires.
Yes, but I mean, the song Rats by Ghost is very, very influenced by You Like Vampires. I mean, like the chorus and so on. You will listen to it, just promise.
Okay, I will do that. I know the band, Ghost.
Michael told me that you couldn't play Italy because of riots or so on. Or Neil told me, back in the 70s with the Alice Cooper group.
Well, there were, we had some things that were controversial back then. It's hard to imagine by today's standards, but there were even cities in America that wouldn't allow us to play. So that may be true. Neil knows more about that than I do, but I really wanted to play Italy. I've never been to Italy. My wife has.
Okay.
Cindy has been to Bologna and Venice and loves it, and I still have to come.
Yeah, so which final message and greeting would you send out to the Italian fans of Dennis?
Oh, man, there's so many things Italian. Italian food is the best. And I love Fellini. I want to see, I studied all about the Roman ruins and everything in art class. And I'd love to see a lot of that. But I think mostly it's just because Italy is so artistic and fashion forward, and those Italian cars are fast. So there's so many things. I would just love to come to Italy and play for all of the people there.